No.
Hello everyone, I'm Valerie and you're watching News 18 Show Shah's What the Film, a show purely dedicated to all the top trending Bollywood films. So on a regular Wednesday, we skim through all the films that have hit the theaters the previous week or are gearing up for release coming Friday and if it's worth your time and money. But today we're shaking things up a bit because it's Pathaan Day. Today is the glorious day superstar Shah Rukh Khan returned to the big screen after almost 5 years. I'm sure you've been privy to all the controversies and buzz around SRK's Pathaan, which also stars Deepika Padukone and John Abraham in important roles. For the very same reason, as cheesy as it may sound, we've dubbed today's special episode as What the Pathaan. And to review the film, discuss its bumper opening, exchange views, share insights on what worked and what did not, and also discuss a host of controversies surrounding the film, I'm joined by a few movie buffs from News 18. I have with me Titash,
Hello.
Shijita,
Hi.
and Swati.
Hello.
Thank you guys for joining me today. And this is an FYI for those who have joined us live. During the course of our conversation, you will obviously notice that out of the four of us, there's two huge SRK fans, one neutral fan or admirer of SRK's wit and charisma, but not so much his films, and one not too big a fan. You all can guess which is which later, so rest assured, we will not be having a one sided biased discussion. But, guys, before we begin the discussion, I'd like to update all our viewers about Pathan's advance booking numbers, which, needless to say, was a record breaking one. Book My Show has recorded more than 1 million ticket bookings up till Monday. We hear the film, which released today across 100 countries and three languages Hindi, Tamil, and Telugu, sold tickets worth more than 50 crore and is very much on the right track to deliver an opening day of over rupees 50. Let me just read out the data I have here shared by a website. According to the industry tracker Secnil, the film sold tickets worth more than rupees 23 crore for day one and worth rupees 13.3 crore for day two. Other days account for rupees 13.9 crore with total pre-sales coming in at over rupees 50 crore. Yes, Pathan was already busy creating history even ahead of its release. Imagine what it will do in the coming weeks. Just today itself, after the first show, we hear exhibitors increase the number of screens by 300, taking into account the tremendous response of the first show. That's the appeal of SRK, Deepika, and John combined. Total screen count is now 8,000, I think, worldwide. In India, it's around 5,500, and overseas, it's around 2,500. So, without further ado, let's take you to what our movie buffs have to say. We'll start with you, Titash. You've watched the film, and
Yes,
so
I
has Sujita and Swati. Now let's talk about the good and the bad. I personally prefer knowing the bad first, but you can start either.
Okay, I think we'll start with the bad and then we'll move to the good.
Yes.
I think what bothered me, there were two things actually that bothered me. One happens to be the pace of the film. I think we they could have chopped off a lot of bits here and there and made it a crisper film, which this was a problem which I think happened both in the first half as well as the second half. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't want to give spoilers to anyone because a lot of people are waiting
Of
to watch the
course.
film. So I
Yes.
wouldn't get into that. But the second thing happens to be something which I think a lot of people are talking about, which is the special effects, the VFX.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yes.
you know, like we were speaking before this began, two of the biggest houses are involved as far as special effects is
Yes.
concerned.
Well, actually,
Is
yes.
Red Chilies. I mean, Red Chilies was a pioneer as far as VFX and films is concerned. I mean,
Exactly.
Ravan,
Mm-hmm.
Ravan, right? I mean, it was a setter, a trailblazer. So
Mm-hmm.
Red Chilies, belting out this kind of a VFX in a film like Pathaan, it's pretty
Uh-huh.
choppy. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it, it, sort of looks animated in parts, especially I think the Salman Shah Rukh scene, the train scene. The train looks
Uh-huh.
very, very manufactured. I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry to
I
say
hope
that.
it didn't.
So yeah, these are the only two things that didn't click with me.
Okay, what about the good?
Well, Shah Rukh Khan, I mean, that's the best part about the film, right? Like you said, he's returning to the screens after 4 years, 1 month. I did keep a check on the
Yes.
number of days,
Uh-huh.
yes.
What about you, Shrishita? Tell me about the good and the bad.
I think I will agree with what Siddharth said. The biggest highlight of the film is definitely Shah Rukh Khan. I mean, the hype and the craze that we had around Pathaan only because Shah Rukh Khan is making his comeback after 4 long years. So that definitely worked in favor of the
Of
film. And not
course.
just that, it was really a pleasure to watch him in an action film because before
Mm-hmm.
Pathaan's release, he
Mm-hmm.
said this a lot of times that he wanted to be an action hero, but then why like
Exactly.
Aditya Chopra made him into a romantic hero.
Because he had too sweet a face. He said something along those lines.
So the fact that he wanted to be an action hero right from the starting of his career, and now that he's getting to do a full-fledged action film, and not just
Mm-hmm.
getting to do it but delivering. So you
Exactly.
can, when you watch the film, you will understand how passionate Shah Rukh was actually about being an action hero. So that is visible throughout the film. And of course, Deepika and John, I mean, to share the screen space with Shah Rukh Khan and still
Mm-hmm.
draw limelights towards you is a huge thing. We have seen John in these kind of action films, but still, you don't, at least I did not find it too repetitive. I wanted to watch him on screen. His screen presence was really good, and I enjoyed watching the three of them, especially the action scenes where they are fighting or when there's a face off between John and Shah Rukh. You really have your eyes glued to the screen.
Yeah.
What about you, Swati?
Okay, so the bad thing, like Titash said,
Uh-huh.
very like the
Hmm.
VFX effects. Okay, so when
Uh-huh.
I was sitting there, it was it was too much of action, and I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
give it breathe
Uh-huh.
some. And then also the fact that Siddharth Anand has really cashed on the chemistry between
Mm-hmm.
two superheroes in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to name the other one; it would be a spoiler for
Uh-huh.
you.
We'll come back to that later. Huh?
So
Hmm.
cashing in on that chemistry also felt a bit. It's okay, like one scene would have done it, but there are more scenes
Uh-huh.
with that
Mm-hmm.
person
I
which I not like again. And the
Mm-hmm.
good part, of course, like SRK, of course, coming back, making
Mm-hmm.
the comeback after 5 years, and also the chemistry between SRK and Deepika. Also,
How
John.
about SRK and John's chemistry?
Sorry, I did not get this.
How about SRK and John's chemistry?
Oh yeah, I was just coming to it. Even that was
Yeah.
perfect. And
Hmm.
that's the first time they're coming together on screen, I guess,
Hmm.
and it was amazing. Also in front of SRK, John really carved his own path there. Carved his own path in the movie, which is creditable on his part. Yes.
Hmm. Yeah, Swati, you just spoke about John, right? So I believe that an epic film of good versus evil is only as good as its villain. Like we have the Joker and the Batman, Superman and Darkseid, Mogambo, yes, Abu. So let's start with John Abraham's character. What did he do justice to the antagonist part? How was he? And then we'll move on to Shah Rukh Khan, Deepika's roles, how their characters developed. Any of you
um,
can. Hmm.
Oh,
yeah, if I may start.
Hmm.
Well, like I said, I think John was largely brought into the film to execute this high octane action sequences. And he does that. He's brilliant. This is his comfort zone, and he's done a
Mhm,
fabulous job. To
mhm,
be very honest, he didn't really have a scope to play around with a lot of other scenes or emotionality because there
mhm,
wasn't much of a script for him to chew. Uh,
hmm.
so I don't know if we should really comment on how well he has acted because there wasn't much
Mhm.
scope for him as an
Okay.
action hero. I mean, we already know how amazing he is, and again, he has
Mhm,
done
of course.
very true. Yeah.
Shujita, what about you?
If you're talking about John as a villain, I think
Mhm,
the way his character was written till the very end, he was too clear about what he wants and to the extent he would go to get that. I mean, we are not going back discussing about how he became the villain or what happened or his backstory because that would be a huge spoiler. But the thing I liked about his character was how, even though his motives were wrong, how strong his beliefs were. I think that kind of made him a good villainous character. Not that we have not seen better, but
Of
talking
course.
in terms of Bollywood or antagonist. So that way, I like the characterization of John's Jim.
Mhm. What about you, Swati?
Like you mentioned in the beginning, if a movie has a great villain, so
Yes.
automatically the hero shines, and I think that
Yes.
is what the audience loves about these action films. And I think
Mhm.
John, everything worked to his favor. His physique, and also one scene when he's just coming out of the swimming pool, and his
Mm.
body is being shown. I think that really worked on worked in his favor. And yeah, like Titash mentioned, there's not much of acting from him.
Uh-huh. Mm.
Whatever there is, it's I think it's turned out really brilliantly for the movie
Uh-huh.
and
He comes basically probably he comes on to add in that muscle power, no?
muscle power.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So was he as good as SRK during the action sequences? What would
But
you say?
I think it's human nature. You tend to side with the hero always. But yes,
Mhm.
having said that, I think both of them did an equally fab job. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there
All
was a
right,
part.
now
Yeah.
let's talk about Deepika's character. So I was reading Twitter just before we started the live, and then there were people who were saying that her character was not really important, and that she came on in the film just to add that touch of glamour. What do you feel about that?
Um,
No, I think I don't agree with that
Mhm.
because I mean we have seen Siddharth Anand's films before. Since we are talking about a Siddharth Anand film,
Yes, yes.
uh, women in general in commercial cinema, commercial actioners do not have
Mhm.
much apart from
Okay.
rendering that glam quotient. But I think Deepika had a quite a meaty role here, and
Mhm.
it's so good to see this a female superstar performing these action sequences. I mean, I love watching these Hollywood actioners headlined by women actors,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
it was so good to see. I remember this one scene again. I'm not giving out too much, but
Uh-huh.
performing jujutsu, and she's taking down these bad guys, and Shah Rukh is
Uh-huh.
just looking at her in awe of it. I
Mhm.
mean, yeah, but one thing, I mean, I sort of predicted the flow, the graph of her
Mhm.
character. So
Mhm.
that's the only thing. Otherwise, I think it was quite a good role, a meaty one.
All right. So what about you, Swati? Do you
I
agree with what Twitterati has to say?
Yeah, I second Titash because she had a
Yeah.
very good role, in fact. And again, like in a commercial cinema, a Bollywood actor, female
Mhm.
actor doing such stunts and being so comfortable in doing those, I think it
Mhm.
really stood out for her. I think last I
Mhm.
remember, like because you mentioned that scene where he's looking in awe of her. I remember, I think Priyanka Chopra did these scenes in Dawn. I think initially
Mhm.
when she introduced to Shah Rukh Khan. I think
Uh-huh.
so I think Deepika did a very good job again.
Mhm.
I think, and also I loved her outfits. I,
Oh yes.
Everybody was fawning over it, putting it on the wish
I
list.
just loved it. I mean, Shalina has done a beautiful job with her outfits, and more of corsets and more of like
Mhm.
loose pants and loose jeans.
Mhm.
Very nice. I really like the style quotient.
Ah. What
And
about
also her
you?
hairstyles, somewhere she has tied a bun, which again always suits her. Long face.
Absolutely. Her
Bun
cheekbones and everything else, no how.
She upped the glam quotient, I would say. Definitely.
Huh?
She upped the glam quotient of the film, definitely.
Mhm.
Besides having a meaningful character. So,
Mhm.
we are so less used to seeing women full of action scenes in Bollywood commercial films that Deepika kicking and punching villains or like with that
Mhm.
machine gun scene. All these scenes, they seem so important to us because we kind of don't get to see these things much
Mhm.
in Bollywood
Mhm.
commercial
Exactly. We
films.
saw it once when Priyanka Chopra did Mary Common, but countable few, huh?
Yeah, but that was a different type of a film. She was playing a
Hmm.
sports person in the film, so she
Yeah.
had to do it. But if you
Yes,
talk about
yes.
a typical commercial Bollywood action
Mhm.
film, We
Hmm.
don't get to see the women do much.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely. So
They're always
watching Deepika in the
talented.
Avatar,
Yes. Hmm.
exactly, watching Deepika in the Avatar was really, uh, if I may
Different.
say, refreshing to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acha.
Actually, I think the last time I remember seeing a Hindi film heroine doing action was, I think, Katrina in Tiger Zinda Hai.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. I think so. ठीक
yes.
है. So let's move on to the next topic. What about the dialogues of the film? Because while watching the trailer, the one thing I remember is Shah Rukh Khan saying "Kursi ki peti baan lo" and all. So what about the? How was it? Did the dialogues work for you? Was it too cheesy?
So we had a lot of signature SRK dialogues, something
Uh-huh.
that only he can pull off. Or if you're a like crazy SRK fan, you would cheer and would seeing him deliver those lines. So
Mhm.
yeah, those things were definitely there. Talking about Shah Rukh's dialogue specifically.
Anything else that you remember from the film? Like any dialogue that stood out?
No,
Anyone?
wait,
There's a
I
few
remember something.
characters. Ah.
Uh, he said कि घुंघरू टूट जाएगा नाच, something he says to somebody. Remember in the beginning of the film?
Yes.
That's when you actually connect, the war and everything coming
Ah, I
together.
Uh-huh.
know.
Acha.
He's beating up somebody and he's like, कि घुंघरू टूट जाएगा नाच. Funny.
Right. Swati, what about you?
But I mean, contrary to what Srijita and Tita are saying, for me, they were very run of the mill. They were not very, very
So
out of.
nothing much memorable, but it wasn't meme worthy also. Because I
Yeah,
remember when Brahmastra came out, everybody was laughing at, I mean, making fun of Alia and how she had just one dialogue, right?
I know.
Shiva, Shiva, Shiva wala.
But I think Pathaan is better than that.
It's better
Uh-huh.
than. You're right. The
ठीक
dialogues are
है.
better than that.
It's
Uh-huh.
better, but you know what? I think Brahmastra still gave you something to take back home. Like there were memorable dialogues. ऐसे भी
Mm-hmm.
memes बनते हैं when you remember dialogues, right? I don't think I took back anything from Pathaan as far as dialogues are concerned.
It was written by Siddharth Anand I think, along with Sridhar Raghavan, right? The dialogues.
Yeah.
Hmm. ठीक है. What about the next, the biggest element of Pathaan? We've been hearing for months that it's a crossover of YRF spy universe, right? That Salman Khan Tiger is going to make a cameo. So, without giving us spoilers, can you just tell us a bit about his cameo and if it lived up to your expectations?
I mean, of course, when you see Shah Rukh and Salman together, I mean, see, we all grew up on 90s Bollywood. Like, these are the
Yes.
people we actually grew up
Ah.
watching. It
Hmm.
was so good to see them together after so long. I mean, it was largely an action sequence,
Mhm.
but there's a little bit of humor also infused into the either.
Uh-huh. Obviously, there's Salman Khan, so his action films are always like that anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Which honestly didn't land well, I feel.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
might be wrong,
For
but
both of you, huh?
yeah, but of course,
I
it's
mean,
so good to see these men taking on the bad guys together, like Salman and Shah Rukh. Can you imagine?
Absolutely. Imagine, I mean, two superstars uh,
Yeah.
coming together, wanting to share a screen together. So I think that's huge in itself, no?
Hmm.
I think the
Hmm.
nostalgia factor also worked there, where Shah Rukh and Salman came on screen together.
Yeah.
Karan Arjun. Nee, nee, sorry.
Karan, yeah,
That
you're
was
right.
You're right. You're right.
वही है क्या? Oh, हाँ.
No, I mean, yes, like Titash mentioned, they have
Uh-huh.
this certain aura, this certain hype and craze around them. And for people
Mhm.
who have grown up watching Bollywood, who are so involved with Bollywood and love and enjoy Bollywood, for them watching Shah Rukh and Salman, be it an action scene or any scene, it's just the Shah Rukh Salman together factor that kind of works.
Exactly, exactly. Huh. And it worked
Very.
well with the storyline and everything as well.
Yeah,
Swati,
he.
your thoughts on it? Huh.
No, because they know who they are and they know what
Mhm.
effect they have on the public, and them coming together, they know what will happen in the theater, and as expected, that happened. People started clapping. People were so
Yeah.
happy, and
The
I think
theater went berserk completely when
it
they.
did.
One section was screaming Bhaijana, the section was screaming King Khan. That happened.
I saw videos. Yes, I saw videos of it on Twitter. It was madness.
Madness.
So now
Yeah.
I'm
So what do
actually
you
looking forward
hmm.
to watching Shah Rukh's cameo in Tiger 3. Now
Tiger.
that
Yes,
was,
I was just about to ask you that. Did we get any hints on how his cameo is going to be in Tiger 3?
well, he just
Mm.
says, oh, sorry, I can't say.
No, no.
Not
He
a
will
Which
be a
big.
means
good
you will
friend.
not
Yeah, he
reveal.
will be a good
I
friend. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
ठीक है, all right. So we'll not be giving spoilers.
Yeah.
So, did you guys see the orange bikini?
yes,
We did.
I
I
don't
want
believe
to
the
see how.
cheers that orange bikini got. The screams and the ooh ah, the orange bikini scene got. I think people, I don't know, people were probably expecting not, they were not sure what would happen. Will it be there, not be there? So the reaction was exactly like that. People were
Uh-huh.
excited.
Uh-huh. Oh, well, because even today, I guess, even today outside a lot of theaters in indoor, and then there was a lot of police security outside Mumbai theaters as well, right? Because people are protesting, they're saying that the song and specifically the orange color is like against Hindu religion and all of that, and that it's vulgar. So, how was the scene today when you guys went to the theater? Did you guys happen to witness any of the protest or anything for that matter? And do you think it was such a big deal wearing an orange bikini?
If you watch the movie in whole, I don't think so. It's a
Mhm.
big scene. It's a big deal, that orange
Mhm.
bikini, because patriotism in the movie is at an all-time high. So I don't think so you
Exactly.
really mind that scene or that orange bikini for that matter.
Mhm.
You
And
know,
it's just a color. It doesn't really
Exactly.
stand out for anything, right?
another
Neither.
thing that I observed. Sorry, Titash, you go on.
No, I was just saying, ki neither did they suggest anything with that color that, we are
Exactly.
affiliated to something. It was just a
Exactly.
random color.
It was
And
just
it
Actually,
popular
was a nice
statement.
color and it looked good on camera as well, so they did it. Huh?
There
I
wasn't
don't
even
know.
any focus on that. I mean, because
Huh?
we had so much protest about that, that's why we're pointing it out orange bikini. Otherwise, you
Mhm.
wouldn't even have noticed what color bikini she's wearing because, when the song starts, she's
Mhm.
wearing a different color. I think pink
Mhm.
or something. So when the lines Besharam Rang starts, because their objection was
Mhm.
that you are saying Besharam Rang and
They
showing just
thought
the.
that orange is the Besharam rang, no?
But when
People were
Besharam Rang
like
starts,
that.
I think Deepika was wearing either pink or something like that. So if I get offended and say pink is my favorite color, how could you say pink is Besharam? Because when she was wearing that orange bikini, it was just
Uh-huh.
at the end of the song, the words Besharam Rang were not even playing.
Uh-huh.
It's that irrelevant.
Acha. So all the hullabaloo was for nothing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, even if they say Besharam Rang and she's wearing an orange bikini, I don't think it should matter because in the
She was
song,
wearing so many different colors. There were
yeah,
so many people.
yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, Besharam Rang, by that they meant, see my true colors or something on that
Uh-huh.
line, I'm assuming.
Huh? Acha.
Something like,
But I
yeah, yeah.
don't think the controversy really affected the box office, the opening or the performance of Pathaan. And in fact, even yesterday, the film was leaked somewhere online, right? Do you think it's going to affect the numbers of Pathaan in the long run? And all these controversies. So far, we've seen that the controversies did nothing to Pathaan. It's like standing there glorious and all the theaters are filled.
They say love is more powerful than hatred. So
Uh-huh.
that's what happened here.
Uh-huh.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, but I went to a theater in Andheri in Bombay, and
Mhm.
there were a lot of police stationed there. And
Mhm.
I spoke to them. They told me that they have been instructed to just maintain peace, so that there's no
Mhm.
protest or any disruption of any sort happening.
Mhm.
Which you can imagine because like you said, the film was embroiled in multiple controversies.
Yes, yes.
Yes, it that didn't bother the business of the film at all. Great, but also every kind of publicity is good publicity, even controversy
Exactly.
is good
Huh.
publicity.
It is.
So
Huh.
that's why I also think they did not really promote the film. They
Mhm.
didn't.
Yeah, I was just coming to that. There was
Talk,
no promotion as such this time.
like talking of publicity,
Hmm.
we had these protests, these boycotts, and then Shah Rukh Khan just interacted with his fans, and his fans kind of did the publicity on his behalf.
Exactly. And do you think the long run, Bollywood should actually adopt this sort of promotion where you depend on your fans and you depend on your content to do the work for you. Because a lot of money is spent in advertising and promotions, right?
That would depend on that actor's fandom.
Mhm.
Exactly. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think similar with Salman Khan as well. His fandom is that big that even his okay movies they end up, becoming super hits and all that. No?
That's right.
Hmm.
It
So
completely
any
depends
hmm.
on the stars.
Yes, Swati, please you were
No, I mean I don't know I'm much about the promotion strategies, but yes, I think what Hitash and Shrita is saying. I think it stands true.
I mean,
So I,
to adapt this promotional strategy, you have to become the hype. Like Shah Rukh Khan is the hype. He doesn't need anyone to hype him. So you need to be the hype in order for this kind of a promotional thing to happen.
Yeah.
good.
I think the screen is frozen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can continue talking.
Okay.
So how was
I
the
mean,
experience of watching Shah Rukh on screen? Forget about script and everything. The experience of watching Shah Rukh.
Swati?
Um, I did not watch his last movie. I just remember the song from that movie. I think it was with Sunny Leone.
Zero.
I think that's his last movie.
Zero.
Zero.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Say?
Okay, zero, zero. I've not watched zero, but I mean, I don't know because from the trailer, I kind of liked the movie and I kind of liked his character. So seeing him after
so
all these
sorry,
years,
what did I miss, guys? My there was a problem with my network.
no worries. We were just discussing how how was it to watch Shah Rukh Khan on screen after 4 years.
Yes, how was his comeback? What rating would you give his comeback film?
10 on 10.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
King is back. King is back.
uh-huh.
That's all I
Mm-hmm.
would say about his comeback.
But also with Shah Rukh, this was not a very over the top or very stylized entry and character. It was a very honest
Mm-hmm.
take on him, and
Yeah.
his, which was very
So
beautiful.
by now, I think the viewers know who are the actual amongst the panel who are the actual SRK fans because I had assumed so. That's Titash and Srijita.
Yes, 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 yes.
And Swati is like an okay
Okay,
fan
yeah,
of
very
SRK,
okay.
right?
Skeptic.
Before we wrap up, I
When
just want to
people
talk about the song. So,
when
sorry,
people were
Swati, please
shouting in,
continue.
I'm saying when people were shouting in the theater, some people were like, "Are dialogue to sunne do," and I was like, "Yes, very right. I'm with you. Dialogue to sunne."
I think Srijita was sitting beside you because I have a feeling she was shouting
I was.
SRK at the theater.
I was. I'm
My
glad my voice
God.
is okay for this live.
Yeah.
I think you'll need to drink a lot of green tea today because you've been shouting in the top of your lungs, no? But anyway, guys, before we wrap up, one last thing. We didn't discuss the music. So tell me, did you like the music, Besharam Rang and Jhume Jo Pathaan, and the originals and the background score as well? How was it? Did it stand out for you or was it okay?
I liked the background score actually. I really liked it. I mean, it had a very international sound quality to it. And Besharam Rang is like, it's my jam. I listen to it every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The best thing was, when they were doing this action sequences, the background score
Okay.
that was really, really cool to
Yeah.
watch.
Very nice.
The
Mm-hmm.
background score
It
was
was
actually
composed
like
by Sanchit Balhara and Ankit Balhara, I think, the background score, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Swati, Srijita, did you guys like the song?
I like the last one, in fact, and yeah. So to all the
Which
viewers,
was the
if you
last?
are
Which was the last song?
Pathaan.
Jhume Jo Pathaan,
Huh, that one was that's actually catchy. I didn't really like
it is
Besharam
a very
Rang that
peppy
much.
number. Yeah, it's a very peppy number.
The
I like
Jhume Jo
Besharam
Pathaan,
Ram.
even Acha.
Yes.
In Jhume Jo
Mhm.
Pathaan, even Pathaan is looking very handsome. So there's a lot
Very,
to like in that song. Yeah. So anyway, guys, now that we're about to wrap up, just tell our viewers what you would rate Pathaan and if you would recommend them to watch Pathaan at the theaters.
Absolutely.
Hitash. Hmm.
Yes,
And
Srijata,
what
please
would you
tell.
just give it a rating out of five, the film? But with no biases to SRK, huh?
That will be that will be difficult. So okay, this rating is with bias, 4 out of 5. Bias rating.
All right,
But
Hitash.
I think I'll give it
Hmm.
a 3 out of 5, but yes, everybody should watch it because
Mm-hmm.
it's his return after so long.
Mm-hmm. Right. Swati.
Yeah, even I would rate it as a 3, and I think it's a one-time watch for sure. Yes, you should go to the theater and
Mm-hmm.
watch it. Yes.
So, right, that's it, guys. For me, you guys should go watch it. But for me personally, I will wait for the OTT release because I'm not really that big an SRK fan, also. And after listening to your reviews, VFX, and all of that, I think I can wait. But thank you so much for joining me and sharing your insights. For the viewers, we'll see you next Wednesday on What the Film at 5 p.m. Thank you. Bye bye. Thanks, guys.
Thank
thank you.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.